All right, so last we left off, if everybody's ready.
Yep.
You guys were in Imberfell Academy. You managed to meet up with a strange person. This turns out to be an unborn named Aldred the Mad, who made an interesting proposition to you, giving you the potential location of part of Dead Marith. After that, you guys did some crafting, some of you did some hunting, and then, after a visit from Kazi's sister, several of you split off to head to Whitewall.
Yep.
Is that not on the map?
Actually, I'm gonna have to quick copy this. There are 2 arrows now. All right, who shall we start with first? Actually, for Kazi and Kreth, one of you is going to need to be a roll for survival, and one of you is going to need to roll for perception as you are traveling. And we will get to the group at Imberfell in a moment.
Which one's for which again?
Survival is for navigation, for how fast you're going and what routes you're taking, and then perception is keeping a lookout.
Okay, I feel like it just makes more sense for Kazi to roll navigation because it's somewhere where he knows he's going, or like he's been before.
16.
And then I can do perception.
Yep.
One sec, I haven't gotten in the website yet.
Sound a bit stuffed up. You good? Doing good over there?
Huh?
Sound a bit stuffed up.
Yeah, I've had a cough for 4 days.
I know a lot of people right now who are sick.
Okay, I think I know where we're going, or I think whatever. I think we get there fast.
You are very perceptive.
It was a nat 20.
So it only takes about a day to make your way to arrive in Whitewall. You arrive at the gates of this magnificent gym of a city. It is huge, the wall, true to its name, being made out of a strange white stone that seems almost to glow a bit as it reflects the sunlight. It is a massive, crowded city. There are villages and towns that make up the outskirts of it, outside of the great white walls that it has. As you're approaching, the traffic becomes more and more steady. It was already pretty steady between Imberfell and Whitewall. It is you'll probably meet a traveler every couple of minutes. But here, it is crowding as you reach the line to enter the city. Which point? Oh, that's loud. All right. So what are you guys doing as you approach? Anything special? It is just Kazi, Kreth, and Jasmine, and two Dragonborn soldiers that appear to be her bodyguards.
In the tree.
And, oh yes, and the tree. I almost forgot.
So I have a question about the tree. You said I can sense it. Can I send mental communications to it, or just its general direction?
You can telepathically communicate with it. It's linked to you.
Does it speak with me, or?
It's not really, it doesn't speak in words, more in impressions and thoughts.
Oh, okay. So does it need sleep? That's another question I have.
No, not really. It will, whenever you rest, it will root itself into the ground.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily sleep.
Good to know. Good to know. Am I going to be able to try to teach it magic on the walk or no?
Unfortunately, you don't have enough time, as before you even have a long rest, you have arrived in the city.
Okay.
But there's not too much of a guard. They're not like necessarily checking everybody as people enter. Instead, they're more of the gates are just too narrow for the crowd of people to all go in at once. So quickly joining the flow, you guys enter the paved cobblestone streets of the city.
Okay. So I'm guessing we're heading toward Whitewall Manor? Would it be the Whitewall Manor? Or not the Whitewall Manor? The Argentus Manor? Or would it be something called?
Within the city, there are each of the more powerful clans has a keep. So there is the Argentus keep, which is where your family resides. Which, the size of this city, it's more like a castle. or almost like an inner city for some of the really large clans like yours.
Oh, okay. Alright, let us head toward...
Yes, let's. You guys make your way further into the city. Kazi, this place is recognizable. You recognize the different districts, the main roads, and very soon, maybe about a half an hour of traveling down the main roads, you find your way to the gate to the Argentus keep.
All them.
There are no guards at the door. Instead, there is just a big, like, white stone gate that is closed.
Is there supposed to be guards?
No, not necessarily. Yeah, you would know that there are hidden guards. There's no one that's obvious.
Okay.
There are people watching. You would be within view of a number of guards, though you can't see them.
Kazi's just gonna walk up to the gate.
As soon as you do, there is a little bit of flash of magic, and the door, detecting it's you, begins to creak open, and the huge white stone door opens up to a small courtyard. It's maybe 50 by 50 feet. It has a couple of plants, and you can see that it separates into a number of smaller, there's a couple of smaller structures, but then the main keep rises up in front of you. You would know the way to your father's keep. I mean, to your father's study from here.
Alright, Kazi begins to head to his father's study. He tells Herbert to wait in the courtyard.
Who are you telling to wait in the courtyard?
Herbert.
Okay. Yeah, the tree roots itself. Much to one of the gardener's annoyance, the tree roots itself in an open patch of grass.
Alright, so Kazi goes to his father's study.
You enter the building. It is a fairly...
Kreth's just gonna explore while he's doing this.
Yeah, Kreth, you huge. Like, it is a... This is far wealthier than you thought Kaszi's family would be. It is an entire castle. The inner city, this keep is like the size of Westwood. It is huge, it is grand, and every once in a while armored soldiers pass by, or people or servants. It is very impressive. As soon as you step through the front doors of the keep itself, past the courtyard, young master, it is a pleasure to see you again. That is one of the head servants, Gildred.
Okay. Yes, Kazi says.
What can I do for you today?
I have been summoned to my father's study.
Your father is busy, but I have no doubt that he would be interested to entertain you immediately. And the Dragonborn bows and begins to lead you up to the study. Kreth, you're just standing in the middle of this huge entryway. There is several staircases going upward. There is some very fancy doorways going into other rooms. There is what appears to be a place to sit down.
I don't want to sit down. I'm gonna go up.
You're going up?
You to follow Kazi?
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep going up.
Is there
He
anything
wants
I
to
can
find the
do
room.
for your friend here, young master?
Kreth stops as he realizes he's drawn attention.
Would you like to come with me, Kazi? Kreth?
Sure, why not?
Alright. Yeah, I guess we're going to the study. What's Jasmine doing, actually?
Jasmine is coming with you.
Okay.
All right, hang on just 1 second. You arrive at a very ornate door. It is carved out of some type of wood that you can imagine Kreth is worth quite a lot of gold. There is just a simple knocker and appears to be a lock. This is your father's study, Lord Valar.
Kazi knocks on the door.
Come in.
Kazi steps inside.
Surprise! You are interrupted halfway through that word as you realize at the desk of your father is not your father. Instead, Hammond, looking a little, actually, looking like he's aged years since you last saw him. Maybe, what would it be at this point? Maybe a year ago? You might have, oh no, 6 months ago, I would say. Brother, I thought you would make an appearance eventually.
Where's father? Kazi
Just
says,
slipped
frowning
out,
at him.
I'm afraid. secret meetings
Insight
and
check.
all that. Yeah, go ahead. You haven't known. Hammond is not exactly one known for his deceitful tricks, so you could imagine that you could trust him when he's saying your father is out. Though it is odd to see him, usually even when your father is gone, you don't normally see anybody in his chair at his office. I'm handling his business for the moment. Oh, the best I can. As you can see, we're having a little bit of a problem at the moment, both in the city and out.
What seems to be these issues?
Oh yes, always taking interest in the family business. Are you finally?
Yes, because I was just summoned away from my things. I'm dealing with enough problems, Kazi says, giving him an irritated look.
I'm sure your studies at Imberfell are very important. In the meantime, we have things that actually matter, such as war breaking out with an ancient dragon in the Everstorm region, and murder of important officials.
Oh, great. Let me guess. The ones murdering the officials have black eyes.
Good guess. We have had reports of the Marked near working with the Ancient White Dragon, but I have a theory that these two are actually not related. And he takes a look at a sheet of paper on his desk, on your father's desk. No. This time, we managed to get a cleric, and we questioned the body. Strange.
What'd you find out?
I thought the city was warded against the undead, but it appears some sort of revenant has slipped through, or at least that's the information we got.
Oh my. Kazi sighs. Not another stupid revenant. I hate those things.
You dealt with them before?
Yeah, one almost killed me before it got away.
If you have experience, perhaps you can deal with this investigation.
Great. Though I thought I was being sent off to war to fight the dragon. Or at least his minions.
Don't worry, we'll have plenty of time for war. Normally, we would not be dealing the future, it does air quotes, future heir with the simple town guard matters. However, the guild really wants us to look into this.
Which guild?
The guild. The Adventuring Guild.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
They're pressuring... They are actually refusing to... They are insisting on withholding resources until this matter gets dealt with. The sub-chairwoman of the guild within the city of Whitewall has been murdered by what appears to be a revenant after a string of murders that appear to be getting more and more high level. He passes the page to you. He passes a sheet to you. It appears to be a report written out by one of the many guard captains of the city, and this one just has a list of related murders. One starting with some unrelated stuff, just like a couple of thugs that disappeared, and then stringing up to more and more important individuals until a shopkeeper and finally a higher up person at the guild has been murdered. Apparently tortured to death. Or not necessarily to death. In this case, when they questioned the dead body, she had revealed the information the Revenant was apparently after.
What information was the Revenant after?
That, he was asking about a very specific dwarf.
Wait, it's that Revenant, isn't it?
Yeah. What
It's the
dwarf
Revenant
was
we let get away in, like, what, session 5?
This Revenant was after a dwarf named Gildred Crystalseeker, who you actually recognize the name. This is one of the High Accountants. In fact, it is one of the High Accountants for one of the higher-up clans. This would be... Oh, hang on. He's one of the High Accountants for the Incendium clan, managing a lot of the monetary value of that clan. It is a very prestigious position. It is also a very dangerous position. though it appears that Gildred Crystal Seeker has kept his position for quite a few decades. I don't know why this Revenant is after this dwarf, but the Revenant himself appears to be some sort of undead dwarf. That's all we know.
Was that the same Revenant? Was that the dwarf the Revenant was searching for that we found, or no?
Make a history check. At this point, it's borderline history, because it was like 30 sessions ago.
11.
You vaguely remember, almost like you remember it, the Revenant, while fighting you guys, had screamed out, "Where is Geldred? Where is my brother?"
I have both good news and bad news, Kazi says, having a paper. I've met this Revenant before. The bad news is, he's the brother of Gildred.
That would explain what's going on. Unfinished business. But the city should have been able to block out a Revenant. Was it outside the city the last time you saw it?
Yes, it was in the Gilmark region underneath Westwood.
Fantastic. Now I have another job. I have to make sure the walls are inspected. If there's a possibility for any other nefarious actors, such as spies of the ancient white dragon, could come along and just slip into the city, you need to know. And he's like, quickly writes that down. I hate this job.
Hey, Andrew. I have a question about a spell.
Yes.
Locate object. Would I be able to locate the Revenant?
Only if you knew a specific unique object.
Unique object, not the Revenant itself. It doesn't count.
Nope, it would have to be a corpse could count as an object, but not a undead creature.
Okay.
I wonder what this... I look at the page again. This Geldred Crystal Seer has done to call a Revenant upon him. Sounds like he should have... For being an accountant, it's strange that he didn't pay for proper rights to have his brother put to rest, if it really is his brother. A couple silver pieces would have prevented this whole ordeal. And your brother just shrugs and goes back to the next sheet. Anything else, brother?
I wanted to know why it was so urgent for me to get here.
That is for your father, our father, to answer. I don't personally know. I thought you were off accomplishing your goals. Or...
I was.
What's the term? I want to be factually correct. I thought you were supposed to be out there accomplishing your 5 great feats. That is not supposed to be something that's interrupted, if I remember the traditions of our family correctly.
Yes. Kazi says, frowning. I was almost to one. But then the opportunity slipped away. Now
your brother shrugs. But if you're acting in for father, then what about troop placements? Troop placements? And he starts looking through another sheet. We have orders with our generals, but that is being delegated to a General Sadis. He's the one managing the troops at the moment. I have to talk to him? About what? I want to be sent to the Shattered Lands. You can't be serious. I don't know what I have to do in this family in order to be taken seriously. I imagine a couple of decades would do a little bit to improving that opinion.
You're not that much older.
She looks genuinely flustered. She's... Hang on, did you write that she was younger? Oh, hang on, I'm trying to make sure I have your information. Okay, yeah, she is older than you by a couple of years. Your brother is in his 30s. Your sister is probably in her... Wait, how old is your character? How old is Kazi?
I'm 22.
Oh yeah, your sister is probably 26. So your brother's 33, your sister is 26.
You're not that much older, Kazi says with a smirk.
It's not my decision either.
But it is mine.
You've been put in charge of a regiment, true, but that takes a while to get prepared for. You're effectively still training. I have more than a decade of warrior's experience. You do, but do you have a decade of leadership experience? I can't get that if I'm not out in the field. What you're going to get is your soldiers killed. I'm not going to argue this, and it's not even my decision. Achte General Sadis. And your sister doesn't seem pleased, but she finally stops the conversation. Mostly because it is true. It is not your brother's decision. He is, in this position, he's mostly just dealing with more mundane issues, like stuff going around the city, rather than the overall war that's going to be affecting your household as well as your extended family. And also, perhaps the entire world, judging by the fact that this is a war spanning over multiple regions.
Yep.
Now, are we done here? If you can deal with this... If you can satiate the guild, I would be incredibly grateful.
Do you have any other information on this creature's whereabouts or potential next target?
Based on what we know, the information was tortured out of her where to find Gildred Crystal Seeker. So finding him might be a good idea.
Any leads on where to start there? Is the Incendious Keep?
Yes, the Incendium Keep would be the best bet. If they would even let you inside.
Kazi shrugs. Worth a try. Brother, I shall do this. However, Kazi says, looking back at him. When will father get back, did you say, or do you not know?
I don't know, could be an hour, could be a day. He said he had He said he had prior arrangements and then just jumped out the window, and that's not a joke. He jumped out that window, and the Dragonborn points behind him to a window that is still opened. That's like letting light in through the back of the office.
Kazi snorts. Go figure.
That old man
Are we
still
surprised?
thinks he's 30.
Wonder where I get it from, Kazi muttered.
Judging by my three most closest and beloved family members, I'm surprised that any of you are still alive at this point.
I've had some close calls, Kazi said.
Have an adventurous clan.
Kazi says, being a wizard, you can't take hits from a rock troll. From a earth elemental. Learned that the hard way.
Oh yeah. Hit you like a ton of rocks, did it?
Yep. Hey, on the bright side, I'm not easy to kill permanently.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. He looked like he was going to say something else, but stopped himself. Anyway, if that's all, I am very busy.
Shoot, what was that guy's name? Eldritch the Mad? Right?
Eldritch
Yes.
the Mad.
Do you know anything about Eldritch the Mad?
Eldred.
the Mad? Eldred the
Eldred.
Mad?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that fairy tale?
It's not a fairy tale.
Whatever you say.
What do you know about him?
If you read a little bit more history about the greater God Wars, you would know that he was a general for the mighty and evil Tereth, who was eventually defeated on the field of battle right before Tereth mortally wounded Merith, and was thus mortally wounded himself.
Yes, but was he a wizard? Was he a warrior? What was he?
Yeah. It doesn't say the stories. It said he was more of a trickster. He had deals with the Fae, or something like that. But those books are centuries old at this point, and they're talking about matters that were centuries older. That's practically a legend that's turned to myth. I'm not sure if you could trust any information that comes out of those things.
I'm not sure I can trust what came out of his mouth, so...
Why do you ask?
I've met the man.
I'm not sure if we're...
Your brother, like, squints at you. Are you joking with me? Are you pulling my tail?
No, Kazi says. Hang on. I'm pretty sure of the all three siblings are quite trustworthy of each other, correct?
Would you say you're closer or further apart?
I would say probably my older brother was more of a mentor to me.
Okay.
My sister probably tried to teach me combat stuff.
Okay. He seems to take it in for a moment. That's fascinating. How exactly does this relate to everything else that's going on?
You know the mocked? Kazi is looking at him.
Yes, the corrupted heroes of Norrith.
Kazi pulls down his sleeve to show him his wrist.
Your sister gasps, and your brother actually stands up in a sudden, almost like jumping out of his seat, and the very fancy chair flies back. What in the nine hells are you doing with that mark? Are you...
Norrith gave it to me.
Norrith's dead. He's been dead for 1,000 years.
Fragments remain. And Tereth is rising once more.
He's been rising for the past 100 years, but I can't actually say that.
No. So I suspect that has...
Do you have to come in here and... If you had come in here and tossed and incinerated every single paper on this desk, you would be causing me less trouble right now.
Now you see why I wasn't too happy with coming with her? Kazi says with a flat smile. Tight lip smile, there we go.
He just he gets the chair back on all fours and then sits down in it and puts his head in his hands. You can't just drop the news that an ancient god is rising. And one that's trying to destroy the world, no less, according to the legends. If the legends can be believed.
Oh yes, I believe they can.
How exactly do you get one of these marks? No. Jasmine, just no. That's not what we're focusing on right now.
Kazi just looks at her. You don't want one.
Father would say... What would he say in this moment? Okay, what do we have, and what can we do with it? So, what can we do with this?
The mark? It makes me stronger, that's about it. In less than a month, I went from casting first level to third level spells.
That is impressive. Completely unfair. Impressive. If that's the case, I definitely want you on this issue immediately. We need this revenant removed so we can actually get assets from the guild. They represent one of the strongest forces in the land, and they're willing to partner with us if we would. They're a bunch of idiots, if you ask me.
If you could find any information about the dark-eyed servants of Tereth, or a place where the unborn come in, that information would be much appreciated.
There's nothing but speculation on that, but I'll see what I can do. I have scholars that might have a couple of hours free.
However, I would like you not to tell anyone other than Father about the mark.
Very well. I'm not sure how Father's going to react.
Because I'd rather tell him myself, but who knows.
I love more family secrets.
It's not like we can keep this secret forever, but I'd rather limit the spread.
Alright. Look into this investigation.
Oh.
Get us the good side of the guild, and we can continue from there.
Right. Anyway, if you see Herbert in the courtyard, give him away, will ya? Kazi says as he leaves.
Give who? Oh,
Kazi's already left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Herbert, yeah.
You don't. Your siblings exchange a weird, a confused look, but you're already walking out of the room. By that moment, Kreth, are you? I'm imagining you're waiting outside the room, since you did not participate in the conversation.
Oh no, I went exploring.
What are you looking for exactly?
The roof.
Because it wouldn't take you long to find the liquor cabinet. Actually, it would be more of a wine cellar.
Do I find that on my way to the roof?
No, that would be down. You
Okay,
take a couple
I'm
stairs.
looking for the roof.
It's a dozen or so flights of stairs before finally, through a wooden door, you make your way up onto the battlements of this fortress-like building. It's a mix between a castle and like a solid blocky fortress, and you can see out all across the city. This is one of the higher points of the city that this keep was built on, so you can see everywhere across this place.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the view.
There are markets you can see off in the distance, neighborhoods, and some larger buildings that are peeking up above the walls. And far off in the distance, you can even see the mountains to the east, as well as Imberfell Academy as a tiny little speck off on the horizon. It is like a tiny little needle off on the horizon.
Okay. I'm just gonna chill up there.
All right. Finally, I imagine you're coming to get Kreth.
Yes.
What are you guys going to do now that you have met with your brother at least?
Yeah. Kazi's gonna turn to Kreth and say, "Alright, we're gonna go looking for this Garrett guy." What was the guy's name again?
What
Did you put it in chat, maybe? The dwarf.
Gildred? No.
Gildred.
It was right. Nice.
Gildred Crystal Seeker. All right, and with that, you guys head out. Leaving the keep, you begin making your way across the city. Meanwhile, across the region, back in Imberfell Academy, the sun is setting, and Adrien, you are, I imagine, getting some rest. So Kazi and Kreth, you guys arrived in the evening, so this is happening about the same time. Adrien, you're getting some rest, well, starting your attempt at rest for the night. But you did not know this, but you are going to have a pretty rough sleep. As you drift into your dreams, you are brought not into your own mind, but instead to limbo, to the land of dreams. Ruben, I imagine you were standing. What are you doing about this time in the evening?
Casting my horse at level 3. But this time I want to be a desirable. I'm going to call it Brigand.
You were in the middle of casting that spell. One moment you are preparing your holy power for summoning this otherworldly horse, and the next you blink and you are in a different place entirely. Adrien, Ruben, and Celsi, the three of you appear amidst a void. Far off in the distance, there are shapes, there are land masses and oceans and continents that are all constantly forming. At one moment, there is a mass of stone that turns to fire, that turns to diamond, that again turns to stone. And it all begins to solidify around you, almost like forming around you like an illusion. The dream is solidifying, and you are in the halls of some ancient, long forgotten crypt. It appears to be some royal hall of some point, though it is long since in disrepair.
Can we move?
Yes, you can move. You find yourself standing on solid stone.
Interesting.
Another few moments pass as you guys look around, confused, though at this point you might be used to getting pulled suddenly into limbo.
Yeah.
There is, appearing amongst you guys, is the avatar of the Clear Lake. The red streak clearly marking it as the lesser god from the Clear Lake region. One that you have seen once before, though all of you guys were in the dream at that point, at that time.
Celsi hasn't seen the Clear Lake, though.
Yeah, she is like almost surprised and has to take a step back, preparing some sort of spell that looks like she might blast the Clear Lake.
No, stop. Please don't Wait, how would I refer to the Clear Lake?
How would you refer to the Clear Lake?
I don't know what's the Church of the Clear Lake's doctrine on that.
That is good. Okay, you could say that you could call it the Clear Lake. That is a common term. There's also there would be a number of words for it, but mostly it would go to just calling it the Clear Lake or the god of the Clear Lake, something like that.
Stop. This is the Clear Lake, or at least a representation of it, or at least the form it takes in Limbo.
If that's the case, what is it doing here?
I don't know. We've only seen it appear in a dream once before. And that was when we saw the vision of the dragon with mithril armor.
Oh, that dragon. You saw it too. Wait, when were you in the Cold Valley region earlier?
Yes, we were in the Cold Valley region for a time. How long was that actually? Was it like a few days?
Yeah, you were in the Cold Valley region for a week or two.
We were there for about a week and a half.
Have you visited the dragon's lair?
No.
That is where I found the gauntlet.
Actually, the town... Which town was Ruben from?
The village of Granite
Ridge.
Did we ever actually visit the ruins of Granite Ridge?
You were there, yes. You were in the mines,
Yeah, we
too.
did.
We visited the ruins of Granite Ridge at one point, but we never went to its lair.
You missed out on a lot of... You didn't miss out much. The Clear Lake gets your attention again, Adrien.
Oh.
It still cannot quite talk to you in words, but it still tries to communicate a concept or a thought. This time, it is communicating to you, though it cannot speak, it is communicating to you finality. It is trying to, at this moment, show you why it blessed you in the first place. Why it decided that an act of violence would be necessary in the future. You sense, for the first time, a little bit of desperation. Or maybe not desperation, as a lake might not be able to feel such a feeling. Instead, a feeling of danger. There is danger in the future, is what you can interpret from this. It gestures for you to follow.
I follow. Adrian's eyes widen slightly as the Clear Lake is communicating, or however that looks. But he doesn't elaborate. And he begins to follow the Clear Lake.
Are we following him now? Okay. And you guys begin following it into several chambers. You follow it across a... There is a point where this place, this great hall, was split in two by something massive. The swing of an axe the size of a town. As you walk into a ravine that appears to have split the place in two, you using a rope ladder, you make your way across. Not a rope ladder, but a rope bridge. It is precarious, but holds underneath your weight. You walk past some monsters that don't appear to see you. A couple of these weird, spidery creatures. An army of wraiths and shadows. Though, those also don't seem to see you. They appear to be not... Instead of these creatures following you into Limbo, it appears that instead you are seeing some sort of vision in Limbo, which is why these things aren't immediately attacking you on sight. They don't appear to see you at all. You walk past a huge, hulking, horned devil that appears to be prowling the halls. And finally, a large wooden door barred. The Clear Lake steps through, as if it's a ghost and the door isn't actually there.
I reach a hand out and begin to see if I can just push through the door.
Yeah, your hand goes right through the door.
I step through.
You find yourself in a vast and scorching forge. The Clear Lake has never sent you words before, but you get two for the first time. Divine Forge. And here,
does this have any particular significance to me?
no. In fact, you're still not quite entirely sure where exactly you are at this moment. But you're being shown something. And at the center of this forge, there lies an anvil. The tools here are strange. They seem to be almost like flowing with a divine energy that you can feel. Though none of them are magic items in their own right, they have been infused, or perhaps once used, by a god of some sort. A battle has once taken place here, and some of the tools are shattered and destroyed. Off to one side, there's a pile of coal and charcoal that might have been used to heat the forges, though it's a little unusual because beneath the forge itself is a huge pool of lava that probably might have been used to heat the forge. Or something. A lot of the mechanics of this divine forge you're not quite sure of. Some parts don't exactly make sense. Like there's some tools that might be a little too large or a little too unwieldy for a normal person or normal blacksmith to wield. The Clear Lake then stands and points to one of the piles of charcoal.
Adrien looks at the Clear Lake quizzically and starts to walk toward it to look and see what it's trying to show him.
The feeling of dread, of impending doom, becomes stronger as you approach.
I stop and look back at Adrien stops and looks back at the Clear Lake. Does it react?
It does not. It still continues to point at the pile.
Adrien continues to walk forward.
You approach the pile. It appears to be nothing but a bunch of mundane chunks of coal. So
I reach out and...
There seems to be a layer of dust. It has been many centuries since this pile was even touched.
I reach out and touch the pile.
There is nothing. But as your hand reaches further, you begin to feel something. There is a divine energy. Actually, it's similar to... You have to place the familiarity. When you fought with Catherine the Pious, there was that part of Norrith that was destroyed. It feels a little bit like that, but different. A piece of a greater god.
Does it feel new?
New?
You know how you said Merith was the greater god of the old? Terith is the greater god of the new. It's similar but different, so I'm wondering if it feels like that.
It does not feel like the old, but strangely enough, it does not feel like the new. It's different.
What is this I feel?
You push further into the pile, and there's a blinding light. Whatever it is, you can't see it. It is smooth, roundish, but it is emitting such a blinding light in this vision that you cannot view it at all. But you can touch it. As you pull it, it is like the size of a basketball. And then all three of you are ripped into another part of the vision. As suddenly you see the past. Great armies rising and then being slaughtered in the great wars between the two greater gods, Norrith and Terith, as they tear apart the world. Lesser gods perish and are reborn. There is fire and destruction that rips apart the land. But then the concept switches. This is not just the past, it is a potential future. That holy thing that you have pulled out of the pile, you get a feeling of finality from this sentient lake. The clear lake has given you a singular purpose. A singular goal. The act of violence it wants you to do is to crush in your hands what you have.
What is this?
You get a couple more words from the Clear Lake. Norrith's successor. And then you are pulled from the dream, ripped back into the material plane.
Wait, what?
Sit up in the cold sweat as at the same moment, Ruben, you have heard all this, and so as Celsi somewhere in the library suddenly pulls her head off of the desk where she had been momentarily sleeping, Ruben, you merely miss a step in your spell, and your spell cancels, but you can cast it again. But all of this sort of, as before, the vision takes place over, it feels like multiple minutes to you guys, but it is merely a couple of seconds in the material plane.
Hold on a second. So the Clear Lake wants Adrien to kill Norrith's successor?
That is something you can take away from what the Clear Lake told you. There is just silence around you. The stones that make up the Emberfell are perhaps enchanted to keep out noise, so there is nothing but your own thoughts. Your companions, far away either in Whitewall or far away in the academy itself. And you were the only one to hear the request from your god. Other people were in the vision. They saw what you held in your hands, but not what the Clear Lake was telling you to do. What do you do?
What level is Contact Other Plane?
Let me check here.
That 5th level spell.
Yes, that is a
5th level spell scrolls cost. Yeah, 3,000 gold.
A mere 3,000 gold. You could hire here a mage to cast the spell for perhaps less gold.
Yeah, I don't have that much gold right now.
Unfortunate.
In theory, I would have had enough. I would have enough gold at this point to maybe hire someone to cast it, but then I wouldn't be able to finish what I was doing.
And I already marked the gold off my character sheet.
All right. How much more time do you need to spend on your magic items before you're ready to
Okay,
leave
so
Everfell?
that depends on how much work I do. So I can do the work of 3 people with myself, with Adrien, an assistant, and the tools in the lab. That's 3 days per day.
How
And
many more
then
days do you need to do?
there's technically 32 days left. And then if I work an extra shift and potentially hire another assistant, that's 3 days per day. And then I work the equivalent of a full shift during long rest because my crafting speed doubles in essence. So that's 32.5 divided by 7. In theory, I can get that down to 5 days, but I don't quite want to push it that hard because that leaves me with slightly too little gold to actually buy the 2 3rd level spell scrolls that I would want.
Okay.
Because I need to leave just enough time free to still do that, working with that adventuring party.
I will say I am trying to get you guys back together as a group, so that because otherwise I don't want to necessarily get you guys into a fight where half of you are not doing anything for an entire session.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get a reason why, okay, or so you can finish a little early.
So pretty much 5 days is the absolute quickest I can go. It's 4.64 technically, but 5.
5 days. Okay.
However, yeah, can I bring that back out till if I bring that back out till 5.5 or 6? Would I have it? Would I have enough? I'd probably have enough time in there to still work for still cast aid for that party. Would I?
Okay. Yeah, you could cast aid for that party every one of those days. I will say, to combine the party once more, Kazi and Kreth, you guys are going to spend several days, 5 days, in Whitewall. So what are you guys doing exactly? I'm assuming you're doing an investigation, but is there anything else you're doing?
We are hunting First we're going to talk to the dwarf, and then we're hunting the revenant, and in my downtime I'm teaching Herbert magic.
Okay. All right, Kreth and Kazi, both of you can make whatever checks. So if you're trying to investigate the revenant, then you can make investigation checks. If you're trying to find the dwarf, you can attempt to make a persuasion check for the Incendium to tell you anything. The Incendium clan.
You say an insight check?
A persuasion check to get into the clan, and a investigation check to look into the revenant.
I have a -1 to investigation and a +2 to persuasion.
Let's roll persuasion together, because my persuasion's bad.
Okay. Yeah.
You stand outside the gates, and despite you having a high position, Kazi, they are unwilling to let you in. Strangely enough, they seem to be having some issues of their own, and they refuse to open their gates at all. Or maybe they're just paranoid. They have been known to be a little more paranoid than the other Dragonborn clans of the city, but perhaps not this much. Is there anything else you guys are doing during this time?
Yeah. Kazi's trying to teach Herbert magic.
Okay. You, Kreth, and Kazi, Kreth, and Herbert are all sitting in the courtyard off to the side. You are attempting to teach magic to this tree. Make an... What would this be? Make an Arcana check.
23.
Herbert. What are you trying to teach Herbert?
Good question.
What are you
Would I have to start
with?
with a cantrip?
Maybe.
Or would I start with a level 1?
It has 2 pearls of power, right? Okay.
Yeah. I'll teach it Firebolt first.
Firebolt, alright.
You sure you want to teach the tree fire magic?
Yeah, it's funny.
But it'll be better than all the other trees.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
it's intelligence, but then it has... Oh wait, no, shoot, I keep adding new spell. I'm trying to give it spell slots, and I actually have never done this before, so I'm trying to figure out what it has to do here.
Plus 10 to Arcana.
Here we go. Alright, yeah, so it takes a moment, but a cantrip is actually really... It is able to pick on it surprisingly fast. Other magics are going to take a little bit, but it learns Firebolt. Though the first time it casts Firebolt, it's going to take like a good chunk of a day of you trying to teach it Firebolt. The first time it learns Firebolt, it casts sort of panics and begins running all over the garden because it's fire.
Kazi snuffs the fire out and says, "Well done, Herbert. Well done."
It sends like thought. It wants to learn something cold now.
Kazi's gonna teach it Ice Knife.
All right, and you begin teaching that. Is there anything else you'd like to do over the couple of days?
Actually, no, he's not teaching it Ice Knife. He's teaching it Chromatic Orb. Because that can do any element.
All right, make another Arcana check. Spending some time investigating, trying to get into the Incendium. They're not letting you in, and the remainder of the time you spend teaching Herbert spells. You and Kreth, I can imagine, because Kreth can actually help out here, as he has some druidic magic as a ranger.
14.
Yeah, you make some progress. It's having a little bit of trouble casting a first level spell, though.
Okay.
But at the end of the 6th day, I'm gonna say, are you finished with your stuff now, Adrien?
That brings. There's other stuff I still want to do, and I still have 10 days left on the lab. But if. Yeah, so can I still earn money from the adventures during this time?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, then I am.
Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, what?
Go ahead.
So, I'd love to craft more items, but it doesn't look like I have time for that. So I am going to go and attempt to find a shop that sells spell scrolls, which I would imagine wouldn't be too hard in Emberfell.
Oh yeah, super easy in Emberfell. They sell a lot of different spell scrolls. There's a lot of wizards here looking for new spells, so that's very common.
Wait, are spell scrolls cheaper here?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh. I'm specifically looking for... Does it matter what I'm looking for, or do I just find a shop?
In Emberfell, you can just find a shop. What spell are you looking for? They'll have anything up to level 7.
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for a spell scroll of haste. And I also need to find a diamond for Revivify.
A diamond, I believe, is going to cost 500 gold pieces. Is that correct?
No, it's 300 gold for Revivify.
Yes,
I
300
thought.
gold pieces. Yes, they have a couple of those. They're willing to... The shopkeeper was willing to part with for... They have a whole shop for just, like, magical materials. They also have a haste spell scroll for 300 gold pieces.
Alright, there goes 600 gold.
Are you... Okay. I thought you were going to buy 2
I mean,
scrolls
unless
for a
I
second,
can't-
and then I remembered the gemstone.
Yeah. As much as I might like to have multiple ones, arguably a potion of swiftness would be better, because that doesn't require concentration, but unfortunately that's a very rare item.
Pretty expensive.
And I don't have the money for that. And another nice, very rare item is Manual of Bodily Health, but that's... yeah, it's not really going to happen either. I do have a question, though. I sent you an image in DMs, in my Discord DMs, to use as a thumbnail for the item that I just finished.
Okay. If I can add it. Where is it? Did you add it as an item already?
Yeah, it's added it as a wondrous item. I set the rarity and I have the description in there.
Got it.
The only other question is that would it be like unreasonable to just have that as my arcane focus?
No, I think we agreed that it could be our Arcane's focus.
Okay. Alright, I'll set that flag in the item properties.
Alright.
Alright, and then... Can you add the spell scroll of...
Ah, right. Spell scroll of haste. Yep,
Haste.
Let me do that real quick.
And then I can probably add the diamonds. Yeah, what would the diamond be? Would that be loot?
Loot,
Or-
and then that would be... There we go. Spell scroll haste. I wonder if that shows up in the equipment. No. What if that shows up in the Dungeon Master's equipment? No.
And then, while I'm at this shop, I want to sell... There are a few spell scrolls I want to sell.
Alright, what do you want?
Specifically, Identify and Alarm are first level spell scrolls. And then Spare the Dying is a cantrip scroll. And Expeditious No, not Expeditious. Hex? Would Hex be taboo at all? I don't No, because it's a warlock spell. I just don't know if it's on the.
No, they would be willing to take it. You can sell these level 1 spell scrolls for 35 gold pieces each.
Oh. I don't have to roll for that?
Nope, that's what they're willing to take them for.
Okay, that's actually better than what I paid to make it, so I'll actually take that.
Alright, you can mark that gold and then mark these, and...
So that's 3... because that's Hex. Oh, what about the Spare the Dying scroll?
Spare the Dying, you can sell that for 20 gold pieces.
Okay, so that's 3 spell scrolls for 35 and 1 for 20. So that's 70. So that's 125 gold.
Yep.
Wait, what?
What happened?
Oh, it just...
Do you have too much equipment on you?
No, the gold... I thought I set my gold to 224, but it looks like it reverted back to 824.
Oh, weird. Just mark it down again.
Alright.
I didn't do anything.
And then...
Unfortunately, there are no NPCs silently slipping more gold into your pockets.
However convenient that would be. Also, something I'd like to say generically to the group is a bag of holding is only an uncommon item.
Are you going to buy one?
Cool.
They're for sale.
I don't actually have that much gold at the moment. I could make one given the time because I have enough gold, but unfortunately don't have enough gold to just outright buy one. I just spent all my gold on other magic items and just generic valuables. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of those spell scrolls. Are my clothes looking, like, shabby at this point?
I don't know, are you casting Mend on them?
Oh, true, I can do that, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, yeah, I don't need to buy new clothes, but I need warm clothes.
Possibly. Traveler's clothes. You can buy them, they're on the equipment list.
How much is that?
Traveler's clothes are 2 gold pieces. I know.
Okay,
it's a bit much.
Yeah.
Might be too much for your budget.
Alright. I'm going to buy some traveler's clothes.
Alright, I'll add them to your inventory.
And the arcane focus that I used to have, the orb, says it's worth 20 gold.
You could sell it
So, I mean,
for
I
half
wouldn't...
its cost. Orb. Alright, are you all set? Ruben, would you like to do anything before you guys leave?
He was teaching me Arcana, right?
Yeah, would I actually be able to keep up with that in the
Yes.
frantic
So,
pace?
you would get 5 more days of Arcana. The 6th day is
Okay.
going to be you guys traveling to Whitewall, I imagine.
Alright.
And then
I still need to mark off the gold for the 2 assistants for 6 days, which is...
can I cast spells for somebody, maybe?
Yeah, you can make a persuasion check, try and ask around, see if anybody needs anything.
11.
Yeah, there's some people willing to pay for such services. Over the 5 days, what spells do you have access to? 5 days, I would say they're willing to pay you upwards of 200 gold pieces in total for your services.
Okay. Yeah, the nice ones are like Prayer of Healing and Zone of Fury.
Yes.
And Cure Wounds.
Yep, definitely some people are willing to pay a little bit for that.
They said 200 gold.
Yes.
And then, can I upgrade my plate armor to whatever that special metal is?
Mantium?
Yeah.
Mithril?
Do you have enough?
What?
You're gonna need to find a person able to smith using mithril ore. And there's not a lot of people around here, especially in the non-dwarven kingdoms, that can work with mithril.
Are you specifically looking for someone to work with mithril or adamantium?
No, adamantium, because adamantium is uncommon plate, which allows you to not take you don't take double damage from critical hit.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
It's just an uncommon item.
Yeah.
It could cost 400 gold.
Adamantium, a set of armor, would not be something necessarily you could find in Emberfell. Perhaps in Whitewall, you could take a look around.
Okay.
Okay.
They have a lot of magical items, but not necessarily armor and weapons.
And Adrien is probably going to go at least say goodbye to his uncle and ask how his family is doing before he actually picks up and...
Oh, they're doing quite well, though I haven't talked to them in a couple of weeks. They don't speak of you very often, I hesitate to admit. Perhaps they are pressured by the church, though sometimes it's just hard to speak of things that things that occur in the past. I wish you luck on your journey. Come visit every once in a while.
Yes. You have excellent facilities here at Emberfell. I do plan to come again at some point in the future.
You could even attend.
I may actually take you up on that.
Whenever you have a spare year, I certainly suggest it.
Yes. I've seen my wizard companion, Kazi, do some... Actually, have I ever seen Kazi cast a cantrip after he hit 3rd level?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Kazi?
He has cast
Have you
Shocking
ever-
Grasp, I want to say.
Yeah.
Kazi? Okay.
Yeah.
But would I know about...
an element
Would I know
kills him quite a bit.
an elementalism, but specifically damage cantrips? Would I know about... Would I know about the potent cantrip subclass feature ability anyway?
Might. Some wizards can specialize in that sort of thing. So you could, there's a very high possibility you could be aware of that.
Okay, and given the fact that I've possibly seen Kazi actually do it, it's likely I would know.
One of my favorite spells happens to be a cantrip, and one of the things I've actually heard wizards can do is make their cantrips a little stronger. I do want to learn how to do that at some point. With my
Well-
favorite combat spells, specifically.
Always, there's a subject for everybody at Emberfell. Whenever you return, I will see to it. Perhaps I can waive most of the fee too. I'll see if I can pull some strings.
I don't know when I'll return, or if I'll have a year. But we shall see. We shall see.
And
Thank you for your offer, though.
Yep. And with that, you guys head away from Emberfell Academy. As you begin traveling, there is silence on the road before... Oh, I accidentally moved the tile with the region. There's silence on the road before Celsi. So, are we going to talk about the vision? Or are we just going to act like it never happened?
Are we all walking?
Yes, you're on the
Or-
road on the way to Whitewall.
Ruben's presumably riding his... What is it, a direwolf now, right?
Yeah, direwolf now.
Oh yeah, because you can upcast it. Shoot. Oh wait, that's so cool. Yeah, it's a dire wolf. Or am I thinking of something else?
You can see...
It doesn't really... It makes it slightly stronger. I don't know, what are the rules?
What is it? Oh no, wait. I was thinking of something else. Oh
All
yeah,
I
you're
wanna do is
making it look like a dire wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even realize.
It
you
is
could do
slightly
that.
more powerful now.
Ah yeah, because you're casting it at 3rd level.
Which technically
Yeah.
means 4th level in this region.
No, he has up to
No.
2nd level spells. He's
Oh,
and
3rd
then
level.
it gets upcast.
Has
So, are the two of you responding to her, or are you just not saying anything?
Adrien goes silent for a moment. Or he freezes for a moment before continuing to walk on. I do have a question for you, though, Andrew.
Yes.
Did Adrien get the feeling that this was sensitive information, or because this was why he was chosen by the Clear Lake, that it's likely that could also be an objective of Mareth's chosen?
What do you mean exactly? I feel like you asked me two different questions.
Okay, so the ball of golden light that represented the divinity of
You get the idea it was an object, but you could not see in this vision what the object was.
And the Clear Lake seemed to be saying that it said Mareth's successor?
Yes.
Does Ruben say anything?
Wait, I must have missed something.
I
Hang
like
on a
to talk
second.
about scary things.
Hang on a second. We have to kill Mareth's successor?
This was something that only Adrien heard. So, in the vision where Ruben, Adrien, and Celsi were in that hall, the Clear Lake told Adrien a couple things. Basically showed him why it chose Adrien as a warlock instead of a cleric, because it decided that what the act of violence was that was necessary. And as far as I can tell, or as far as Adrien can tell, from what he was told, he's supposed to kill Mareth's successor? He's not quite sure. Because in the pile of charcoal in the Divine Forge, underneath, within the intangible pile, there was this object that was emitting this bright light, and I was supposed to kill that. It let off the feeling of divinity that wasn't white Mareth. And that's when the Clear Lake did say that was Mareth's successor, and I was supposed to kill it, and that's the act of violence that I was chosen for? I'm not sure. I wonder if it would actually be a good idea for Adrien to say this.
Are you going to tell Ruben and Celsi what the Clear Lake told you to do?
What do you know? Did Mareth have a successor?
A successor? No, not that I know of. He had a lot of very powerful warriors and servants and people on the side of Mareth, the same as Tereth in a way, with all of his unborn. A successor? Do you mean like another god? One of the lesser gods, perhaps?
I don't know. Do greater gods have successors?
I don't think so.
Huh. And he goes silent.
But what you were holding in your hands, that was certainly a piece of something. It felt similar to Mareth, though not the same as the... It felt almost similar to the spirit Mareth that we found in Limbo, in the Gauntlet.
I agree with that statement.
If that's the case, then we need to find it wherever it is.
What do you know? What's the Divine Forge?
She thinks for a moment. Divine Forge. Divine Forge. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh! That was the place Eldred was talking about. The Divine Forge, if I remember correctly, is located within the halls of Lothbrok.
Lothbrok.
Are we seeing the halls then?
Would seem so.
So that was the Divine Forge. It looked impressive.
At least the Clear Lake seems to believe it was, so I would think that's indeed what it was, but what order are we walking in down the road?
I imagine you're walking, like, side by side.
My question is, though, am I mounted?
I would imagine you are.
You are.
No point in traveling not on a mount if you have one.
Adrien pauses for half a step, eyes widening for a split second, and as he quickly tries to conceal that reflex. Do I have to roll, like, sleight of hand stealth to try and hide that?
Make a deception check.
There's no way I'm beating that. At least I have a +4, but okay.
Yeah, you stumble, but Celsi, who is in the middle of your group, if she has her fingers on her like chin, looking at the ground, trying to think about, apparently focusing on something, trying to remember some book that she read about the histories of Lothbrok. And Ruben's far enough away that he probably didn't notice anything at all, if he's even paying attention.
I did use my heroic inspiration for that.
Okay.
That's why I rolled with advantage.
Yeah, so it appears that nobody noticed the slight hiccup in your stride as you suddenly realized something.
So,
Out of character, what I'm wondering is if, especially with what Celsi said about maybe a lesser god, whatever that is, am I supposed to kill, destroy, or break that artifact and either myself or by proxy become, by proxy through the Clear Lake, help the Clear Lake ascend to be Mareth's successor, using whatever that is?
Certainly a theory, but impossible to figure out without more evidence. Though you have never thought about the potential for the Clear Lake scheming, its mind is alien enough that you could not tell necessarily if it was intentionally trying to deceive you or not, without a better connection to the lesser god.
So I need to get stronger just for that. Oh.
Speaking of which,
this is gonna be one of those big
you guys
plot
make
backstory things, isn't it?
Finally, you guys arrive. The three of you arrive at the city of Whitewall. You see the same thing that the group that arrived 6 days before you saw, but also because you guys have all made it to Whitewall, I'm giving you guys 300 XP. Everybody gets 300 XP.
cool.
Nice.
Everybody got that?
So the tree get XP?
The tree
Yep.
does not get XP. I'm afraid it does not level up. Or did I say it was going to level up? Did I threaten that? Did Past Andrew say something that he should not have?
You might have said something like that. I don't know.
Oh no.
You made a comment about leveling companions, but I'm not sure if you were serious or not.
Oh no, I was talking about the NPC. The Herbert is going to count as a familiar for the purposes of balance, and then you guys will can bring one NPC along with you on different adventures. Right now you have Celsi.
Okay.
So you could
What?
bring...
We can't assemble an entire NPC army?
Here's the thing, you
Level
can.
20 adventurers?
You can, but that will start splitting off how much XP you guys get.
Oh, yeah.
So the amount of how XP works is like when monsters have a certain amount of XP, but it gets split up amongst the four of you. So whatever XP you get, it's divided by 4 and then distributed amongst all 4 of you. If you bring in one NPC, I will start splitting it even further. So you won't get much XP from the encounters, even if you do make the encounters easier. So there might be a tactical reason why you might want to take on a very tough fight with a bunch of extra people, and you can do it. It's just going to give you less combat experience in general. But with that, the three of you arrive in the city of Whitewall. Have you guys established where to meet up, or are you just going to wander the city until you find each other?
Presume I would look for the Argentus Manor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could look
Or
for
the
that.
castle.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, you should be able to ask the question.
Okay, who has the highest perception in the group?
I don't know, probably you.
What's Celsius' perception?
It is... Oh my goodness, it is +7.
Okay, yeah, she's looking.
She must have. Is wisdom one of her higher stats?
Yes. You got an
Okay.
11. The city
Alright.
is quite difficult. There are some main roads, but it's such a massive place that it's hard to figure out where everything is. And it takes you guys a good half of the day, and finally after some twists and turns and loops, and passing by the same market area like 4 or 5 times, you finally arrive outside of the Argentus family, the Argentus fortress. Shoot, I forgot the... I don't understand how I can forget something that I literally was talking about like an hour ago. The Argentus keep.
Yeah.
Could not remember the word keep. This is what bugs me on a daily basis. I hate it when I just forget a word that I know. It's really annoying.
It's annoying.
But anyway, you guys are outside of the keep at this point. What would you like to do?
So how many days have I
we're-
had to teach?
Huh?
How many days have I had to teach Herbert magic?
5.
Yeah.
It is
I only
the
rolled twice though.
It's about the end of the 6th day as the sun is setting, and you get word from one of the servants. Did you tell the servants about your companions coming over?
Yeah, I did.
You get word
I
that
did.
they are currently outside the keep.
Before that though, how am I able to teach Herbert more magic in the meantime?
No, you make some progress with the first level spell, but it's going to take a little longer.
So it's gonna take more than 6 days or more than 4 days.
You can imagine, it's going to take more than 4 days.
Okay.
It's not a particularly intelligent plant, but it has the capability of being able to cast.
Okay.
But finally, after almost an entire week, the doors swing open for Ruben, Celsi, and Adrien, and you guys step in to the Argentus keep.
Nice. But, Andrew, while we were walking through the city, would I have been able to maybe find better plate armor, or no?
Not for the moment, but you'll have some time right after this. So, is there anything you would like to say as you're finally meeting up after a week? Or any comments at all? Or is it just silence? You guys are all just a series of stoics. You just look off into the distance.
Ruben says, I don't like creepy dreams.
Kazi just shrugs. Hey, wait, you said we met up, right?
Yes. You are currently at the gates
Kazi looks at
to
him.
the Argentus keep.
Come in. So you remember that revenant that we fought in Goldmark?
Yeah.
The one like he just left me there, and I couldn't fight for the half the fight.
Yeah, it's here. In the city somewhere.
Oh, great.
Should we find it again? I think.
One more question, Andrew.
Hmm.
Yes.
Did you say that Kazi's father had returned yet, or no?
Oh, your father will remain. Is apparently he is in some very critical political talks and won't be back for another 2 days.
Oh, fun.
Which is this is unusual. The head of the household has responsibility for the Argentus, and so it's very unusual for the current lord to just disappear and for a week. But you have received word from him, apparently. Both you and your brother have received word from him. So he hasn't been kidnapped or anything, as far as...
Yeah, okay, good to know. As far as we know. Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, as you guys are meeting back up, Ruben, you wanted to attempt to find some armor?
Yeah.
All right. Make a perception check.
21. That would be a nat 20.
21. All right. Hang on just one second. You want adamantine plate armor.
Yes.
All right. Alrighty. Gotta do this. I gotta click on this, I think. Then I gotta do this. There we go. After some looking around, you do find there is a district of just blacksmiths that are all working on their craft in this city. Not as impressive as the dwarven halls in Cold Valley and some of the larger settlements, but still impressive. And you find a set of adamantine plate armor. It is currently being sold for 2,100 gold pieces. It is pretty expensive.
Why is that more expensive than it should be?
Because they need to make a profit somehow. Some places will have it more expensive than the base value. The fact that Quigley's sells it at the base value is very unusual, actually.
Why don't I just go to Quigley?
Though adamantine plate armor is technically not a magic item. It's just a...
Does he sell it then?
So more than likely he would not. Perhaps plate armor like +1 and that sort of thing, but not adamantine plate armor. It is unenchanted, it is just a really good set of armor.
Then I don't think I have the budget to do that.
Youch. Alright, it's still being sold for the moment. The seller says he hasn't found a buyer for it, so it might be possible that you can come back later and he'll still have it in stock. Though he won't make any promises.
Can I persuade him to sell it for less?
Yeah, you can make a persuasion check.
18.
Look, I know you're a warrior for the cause. The best I can really do is 2,000 gold pieces flat. The price of metal is going up now that war is brewing. Adamantine is in high supply, and you can only really get it from the shattered lands.
Okay. I guess I'll be off then.
No, you don't have the gold to spare. Perhaps we can make out some sort of trade. You appear to be some sort of adventurer. Do you have any pieces that I could take a look at?
I have plate armor.
Glower. Scroll down.
Oh, the China.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any possible way I can sell enough items to get that.
How much was the China worth?
That is true. You might be still a bit short, even if you sold a lot of equipment. That is true. Though
that was 750.
Wait, the China was 750?
Yeah.
Okay, then in theory, if you sold him your plate armor and the China, then you could get the adamantium.
For mundane shop items from the base shop, you can sell them for half price. So...
What if you traded it though?
He would be short approximately like 32 gold pieces.
What?
Yeah, if he sold the porcelain set and his plate armor, he'd be short a couple of gold pieces.
I have a little bit of gold.
Yeah, that's counting your gold.
It wouldn't be higher because he's exchanging it?
No. I will say, for mundane items from the shop, you can only sell them at half price.
Why can't you buy a discounted one then?
Buy a discounted one?
Yeah.
Shopkeep's got to make his money somehow.
Because if I take your current set of plate armor off of you, it has to, more than likely, the next customer who comes around, it has to be resized for. As well as I have to deal with any potential issues with the set of armor. A lot of business being a blacksmith.
Well, okay then.
No deal?
No deal.
It was a pleasure doing business with you. And he nods, but then seems to move on with working at the forge where you guys are standing right next to. And on that day,
Okay.
Ruben was not able to purchase a set of adamantine plate armor.
No.
He was short
Sad.
32 gold.
Okay, why is it so expensive?
Because it's plate armor. It is plate armor. Dude, you literally have a 23 AC. I don't know how else to say this to you, but you're like unhittable. Like crossbow bolts bounce off of you. And you're complaining.
That doesn't mean half of what. I mean, that doesn't mean half of what we fight on the daily doesn't just keep hitting him though.
That's true. Some things can get through. Some things don't rely on AC.
We really punch things that we really shouldn't.
However, there are items that just straight up give you advantage on checks to spell saving throws like that.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah. They get pricey though.
Now that you guys are all in the city, what are you planning to do next?
Hunt for the...
Do we investigate? Yeah, we're gonna investigate, right?
You can make an investigation check. See if you can find a lead for this thing.
Wouldn't Kazi have done this earlier?
You've looked around, but you haven't found any leads yet. It's been pretty dry over the last few days.
14.
All right. Finally, you managed to catch a lead of some kind. In the lower district of the city, towards the southern gate, you find Kazi working with some of the guardsmen that your brother has acquainted you with. You find a report of some sort of strange dwarf undead who has been caught trying to make his way through the city. He was approached by some guards because he seemed a little suspicious, and when they approached, he attacked one of the guards and then ran off. So you are led to a crime scene where has been a guard that has been brutally killed. It appears the attacker had a large battle axe of some kind.
Does that track with what we know of it?
It wasn't the weapon he was using. Last time the Revenant was actually fighting with his bare hands.
Okay then. But is it the same Revenant, or do we not know?
I can't exactly tell you that. You have the clues. You have pieces of information.
Can we roll the double check, or are we not there?
Oh, you've been led to the crime scene. You can check out the crime scene now.
Okay. Guys, gonna look for...
Perhaps I should have explained that. Yeah, you guys are at the crime scene. It's maybe a half a block from the large white stone wall that sort of goes over everything.
Does Kazi find anything?
There is the deep impact of a battle axe, and there's also a couple of witnesses that apparently saw it happen. But Kazi, you examine the body, and it is quick to see that this is a very dangerous opponent. It seemed to be a single strike to take down this guard.
Which way did it run?
It's gotten stronger too.
The people point towards the wall, but more west. Southwest. What are you asking, Adrien?
Kazi?
No, I was just saying it appears to have gotten stronger too.
Kazi's gonna do Can Kazi do an Arcana check to see if he can track down its magical traces as a Revenant?
Perhaps, yeah. You can make a Arcana check. You can also make a Survival check, as there is with your investigation check, you have revealed there's a little bit of a blood trail. The creature appeared to have not cleaned didn't have enough time to clean its axe before it made a run for it.
Does locate object count on blood?
It will not count on the blood, but
Battle
it
axe,
is possible to, with a good enough description of an item, you can cast locate item on it.
Kazi turns to one of the bystanders who saw it happen. What do the axe look like? Details, please.
It was a strange axe. One of the people. They seem to be a fisherman of some kind. They're wearing like the typical fisher attire with a straw hat. It was. He tries to piece together it with words. It was all black and had a couple of gemstones on the hilt, and then a couple of people are nodding. All I saw it do was kill that guard. You really need to do something about this, sir.
Does Kazi have enough information to track it down?
Perhaps you can attempt it. That seems to be... There's probably not a lot of axes that have that description.
Kazi's going to cast Locate Object.
Alright. What is the range on Locate Object?
1,000 feet.
Ah, okay. You get a feeling. You get a direction. It is southwest and down. Possibly the sewer. Or some basement.
Found him, Kazi says.
And it is not moving.
Do we tell the guards?
The guards are... There's a couple of guards right next to you at the moment, including an investigator.
I turn to the investigator and say, I found the axe.
Excellent. Where is it?
It's this way. Kazi begins to lead the way. It's... How far underground did you say?
It's probably about 20 feet underground.
It's about 20 feet underground in the east. Right? It was east?
East, yeah. You can feel it. It's maybe about 500-ish feet away. So it's like a block away or so. A block and a half.
About 500 feet away, 20 feet down. Kazi leads the way over.
We'll shut down the area. You, and you, get reinforcements. He points to some of the guards, and the two guards with you guys and the investigator.
And Herbert trailing along behind us.
I really hope this is the case, the break in the case we need. Been hunting this creature for over a week now, and nothing.
Kazi glances at Adrien. Do you still have chill touch? Do you have chill touch?
Yes, but it's by far... But at this point, it's by far no longer anywhere near my most damaging spell.
I don't think that's the point. I think we need to keep it from healing. I don't know. We'll see when it happens.
Yeah.
Kazi is holding Blade Ward active on himself.
Okay. You hear the guard, one of the guards with you says, "Yeah, they're revenants, right? They heal like vampires." No, you're talking about ghasts. Ghasts heal like vampires. The investigator's like, "No, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is what is that one thing that if you look at it, it kills you?" "I don't know. I know what you're talking about." "No, I'm pretty sure that one doesn't heal."
Like a religion check.
You make a religion check. I suppose. A
Kazi
religion
just
check
shakes his
would
head.
be, yeah.
Is it the right check?
Yes, religion would be correct for undead. Especially
19.
with your, yes, it's do in fact heal. They regenerate quite fast. Similar to full-blown vampires. With that check, you also remember that radiant damage, holy spells, will prevent it from regenerating. You also remember a particularly dangerous thing about revenants.
Oh, yeah?
If you destroy Revenant, it will come back. And it will keep coming back until it has accomplished its mission. There is a way
How do you
Can
permanently stop?
find a revenant?
There is a way to permanently eliminate it, though.
How?
Let's see. Let me double check this right here. There is a way by casting Dispel Evil and Good on its corpse. Otherwise, it will revive within 24 hours.
Does anyone have Dispel
Does
Evil and Good?
Celsi have that?
I can prepare that, but it will take me an hour. Actually, does she have that? No.
It's not a ritual spell.
He turned to the investigator. Summon a cleric with Dispel Evil and Good.
Actually, no, Adrien would have to say that.
Adrien says that.
Guys, remember, we don't need the spell until after we kill the thing. We have
Yes,
24 hours
This
to kill the
evil
thing.
and good is a 5th level spell. It might be difficult finding a cleric with the ability to cast that.
See if you can find a cleric. Where's the... I go up to the guard in charge, whoever that is. You need to see if you can find... You need to try and find a cleric with the spell Dispel Evil and Good.
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
It's a 5th level spell that... Actually, is that how that's referred to in world, or...
It would be 5th tier.
It's a 5th tier spell that that will let us permanently get rid of the Revenant. Otherwise, it'll just resurrect after 24 hours.
I'll head to the temple and see if I can find someone that can help. And he turns to the 2 guards. You and you, make sure when reinforcement gets here, we lock down the entire place. I want soldiers guarding all the exits to any sewers. I want not even a bird to be able to get out of that neighborhood. And he runs off. So he's going to see if he can find a cleric with the ability to cast that spell.
Great, we are going to go hunt it down.
All right. Kazi has a location.
Kazi begins to try to access that space.
As you approach, there is more of you enter an alleyway, and a couple of guards arrive, catching up with you people, and they're cutting off any potential exits or other ways. Though there appears to be a sort of sewer entryway tunnel. In fact, you get flashbacks to Westwood for a second. You're in an alleyway, and the thing that you're hunting down just appears to be inside of a sewer of some kind. Though there isn't exactly water immediately down this tunnel. It's more of just some sort of burrowing hole. That's not a good description of it. It's more of it would be more like the entryway to a basement, like with the 2 the double doors on the outside of a house on the back. It looks like that.
Fun.
All right. Are you guys heading in?
Yes.
All right. As you do, Celsi Weaver is going to cast light, just as on her own hammer.
I'm going to do the same thing with my holy symbol.
Does a tree fit in the sewer?
It can fit through. Large creatures can fit into 5x5 foot passageways. It is slowed, so it counts as difficult terrain for it.
Okay. So it's just crawling along behind us.
But yeah, as you approach the entryway to this basement, as you enter this basement, that is where we are going to end today's session. Finally hunting down this little revenant, hopefully for good.
Yes.
Alright, I'll see you guys next week.